Hi everyone. In case you're not familiar with who I am and what I do, my name is Michelle Clenard and I am a self-healing educator and coach. I'm also an energy medicine practitioner and I help people who can no longer tolerate staying stuck where they are get to where they want to be. And I'm sitting here kind of chilling out on a Friday night and I just wanted to share some thoughts about emotional healing and how similar that is to physical healing. And I'd like to share an analogy, I guess. That's what I'm sharing. It's been a long day, so I think that's what I'm sharing. Um, when we have a cut, a physical cut, that open wound heals. It scabs over, and the body heals and regenerates new skin via a scab. And eventually the scab disappears and we're left with the new skin. And sometimes that skin, that new skin, might be different from the rest of our skin. It leaves a scar. And that scar is not the wound itself, because the wound is closed. There was a wound, it was opened up, and the healing process closed the wound, but left a mark, a reminder, a memory of it. And when we have emotional wounds that we carry inside of us, we heal them very similarly to the way the body heals a physical wound. Those emotional wounds are open and they're big and they close up over time, kind of like scabbing over, but that process, because it's closing the wound. And then eventually the wound completely closes up, but we're still left with an emotional scar, or you might call it an energetic scar, that we carry with us. And because our emotions and our energy is experienced within our body, our physical body, we carry that emotional scar inside of our body. And that emotional or energetic scar is a memory of the wound, but it's not the wound itself, which means that the body remembers. And if something happens, or we encounter something, or perceive something through our senses that reminds us of any aspect of that wound or the scar, then our body kicks into survival mode to protect us from whatever caused the wound, whatever it perceives that there might be a current threat that was similar to something that it learned was a threat in the past that caused a wound. So even when we heal our emotional wounds, we can still sometimes get triggered. And when we get triggered, a lot of times it feels like we're losing all of our healing process or progress. It feels like we've reset our progress to zero. It feels like none of the effort that we've made to improve things or heal means anything, that it's gone. But that's not the entire reality. That's a feeling, and feelings are always temporary. Sometimes they last longer than others, but eventually feelings shift, and our reality remains the same. So what we need to keep in mind in order to support our healing and to help us recover from the trigger and any discomfort or any uncomfortable feelings, and to get back on our healing path as quick as possible, is that the body needs to protect us from being hurt in the same ways it remembers us being hurt in the past. That's what the emotional scar is. And that scar is not the wound itself. The wound happened a long time ago. Hopefully it's not still happening. And that's why the body remembers, and that's why triggers exist. So once you've done your healing, made your healing efforts, you've done a fair amount of healing, whether it's therapy or working with a healing practitioner, just reading self-help books, whatever it is that you're doing, self-care, having a new plan of action to respond in new ways to being triggered can reassure the nervous system that you're not, in fact, facing the same threats that you faced in the past, that you're here in the present, and that something has reminded your body's survival system of the threat. It's gone, oh, this, whatever the scar is, I have a memory of this, and it's working to protect you by causing you to be triggered. It's trying to get you to react, to get you to get to safety, essentially. But we can respond differently instead of following that story that plays in our mind and those uncomfortable feelings where, oh, I'm triggered, I'm right back to zero, I'm right back to square one. You can choose a new story. You can reassure yourself that you're triggered, but you're not in harm's way right now. You can remind yourself that the way you feel is valid. You're feeling frustrated. You're feeling like it's all reset to zero. You're feeling that. But after the feeling is gone, you will still be making healing progress. You will still have a scar, not a wound. You still survived. You're a survivor. And you'll recover from this, and you'll still be progressing on your healing journey. So the way that we respond, giving ourselves some grace, have your feelings, but don't let them tell the story for you. Not entirely. Respond to it with some grace. Okay, I'm having these feelings. I feel like I'm having setbacks. Maybe I'll feel differently tomorrow. That's one way that you could respond to a trigger. And it can always help to be aware of your triggers, but keep in mind that awareness itself is not healing. Awareness is awareness. It's an open door to the possibility of healing. And then new action, a new response. Breaking the cycle of whatever your automatic response is, whether it's thoughts, feelings, stories, sensations, whatever it is. Responding in new ways disrupts those automatic coping mechanisms. It disrupts the automatic survival response. And it will help you recover faster. It will help you progress faster on your healing journey. Once something is in your conscious awareness, it can be healed. It has significantly more potential to heal than what you're not aware of. And the new actions just take you into the healing faster. So this additional healing that you're creating by supporting healing through new actions, when you have awareness of triggers, awareness that an old wound is active, but remember, it's just a scar. It's not the wound still. It really means that you can help take your body and your healing to the next level. And the next level is going to mean fewer and fewer triggers. It's going to mean faster and faster recovery from life's ups and downs and discomforts. So when you do get triggered, you'll spend a lot less time in those uncomfortable emotions or the physical sensations or patterns of thought, feeling, or behavior that are associated with the triggers. You will absolutely benefit from any way that you can choose a new response and kind of journal and I try to identify what your triggers are. What are your major wounds? What are the triggers related to those wounds? Like, is it, something someone says? Is it something someone does? Is it something they don't do? Um, is it something you do? What are the triggers? And then you can look for those. You can't always control triggers, especially when they have to do with other people or circumstances in your life. But what you can do is control or choose how you respond in new ways. And it's going to help you get a new feeling. Instead of feeling like you're resetting to zero, you'll finally start to feel like you're more in control of your emotions or more in control of your level of comfort than you've ever been before. And it's like as a human being, we can really only control the way we respond. So it makes a huge difference in how we feel and how we function. And if you need any guidance or support or resources or help, some training on how to better identify your triggers and create a path forward to respond in new ways, I'm ready to teach you. And you can comment on this video, you can share this video, you can email me. My email is in my profile. And I'd love to chat anytime about what it takes to get you from where you are to where you want to be, especially if you're at a place where you can no longer tolerate the cycle, the repetitive cycle, or feeling stuck in your healing process in whatever way you're feeling stuck. So I look forward to connecting with you, and thank you for watching this video, and I'll talk to you soon.